So the South African Human Rights Commission intends to initiate legal proceedings against former Bosasa's Chief Operations Officer Agrizzi in the Equality Court. This follows his testimony at the inquiry into state capture, in which he admitted to using racial slurs. Joining us on the line from Centurion is the CEO of the Commission, Advocate Tseliso Thipanyane. Thank you for being with us, Advocate. Firstly, how quickly can this happen? When could he be in the Equality Court?
The decision to take the matter to Equality Court was made today, so we should be filing the papers either tomorrow or early next week, and then it will depend really on how fast the court will deal with this matter. It also depends also on what will be the response of Mr. Agrizzi. If he wants to reach an out-of-court settlement and we are happy with the terms, then the matter will be resolved.
What sort of out-of-court settlement? I mean, we have precedents now, so you surely have an idea of what's possible.
Well, you know, we're bringing a civil action against him in the Equality Court. So the Act actually provides for a number of sanctions. There could be compensation, there could be, you know, community service, whatever arrangement which we'll be happy with, which will, you know, send a strong signal to everybody in this country that, you know, this kind of utterances are not in line with the values of our country, are not in line with the objectives of building a culture of human rights, a culture of non-racism in our country. And that is all.
Do the nuances count? I mean, people were asking, surely there must be some action after Vicky Momberg. Does it matter that she was saying those things in public and he wasn't? Adam Katsavelos, he took pictures of himself at a beach and then spread it far and wide himself. Do those sort of nuances matter? The fact that he's admitted he's a racist as well and said sorry, I guess.
Well, then you can imagine everybody can go around this country making those kind of utterances and saying, I'm sorry, and what happens? The law is very clear as to what should happen because, you know, we need to ensure that, you know, this kind of conduct does not continue. And that's why we have the Equality Court, that's why we have courts of law to deal with this. It's also a criminal offense in any case. So whether you are sorry or not, you know, the law must still take this course.
Even if him talking and I guess if he pays a fine, he can still continue with all these processes. Some would say we need him to keep talking as a nation.
Yes, the remarks were made before the commission. The commission will still continue. So we're not lodging a criminal case, we're only lodging a civil case.
If you look at the bigger picture, you say it could send a strong signal. I guess all these incidents create racial discord, create huge distrust because suddenly you realize that people who may seem to be non-racial on the surface are saying these things in the privacy of their homes. What do we do about that?
Well, that's why we have to address all these issues and this matter will also send a very strong message that, you know, we have values in this country and those values apply whether in public or private, and if this utterance comes to the public attention, they must be dealt with. So this will also help South Africans, you know, to really reflect on how they conduct themselves, whether in private or in public, in the context of our human rights framework and our Bill of Rights.
And is it strong enough? Many would argue that he should be in jail. You're talking about a civil matter, compensation maybe.
Well, there's nothing which stops other people from instituting a criminal case, you know. The police are there and everybody else, but we are going through the Equality Court, you know, because that's where we really tend to operate a lot more. And remember, our role is also educative, and the police are there and NP are there to deal with criminal matters. We tend to focus more on civil issues, educating the public.
All right, thank you very much. That was the CEO of the South African Human Rights Commission, Advocate Tseliso Thipanyane, saying that matter could go to the court very soon.